You know, the background of Monolith has kind of been on some of the horror stuff, so we're big fans of really mixing in music again with sound effects, but also trying to make it so you walk away from that experience knowing like, oh, that was so intense and there was nothing even going on.
I mean, we think of Middle-earth as, you know, this long celebrated and often, you know, beautifully realized world that we all have, you know, an incredible amount of respect for. We're applying pools of musical sound design, you might say. They work in lockstep with the animations of the player and of the impacts on the enemies and the enemy actions as well.
It's a bit subtle and effective, but there was some challenges to where we would do these. They're essentially kind of like musical hits on top of the combat to help, you know, help that player experience in combat feel either more powerful or this character you're fighting more powerful. But there is a challenges where having so many stems and stabs that could play out wrong and sound a bit cartoony, where all you're hearing is a little string stab here and stab here. It had to really work together other than just putting a bunch of stabs on top of this, you know, combat.
In some cases it's subtle. You know, we've brought people in and we've sat them down and said, here, try this out, see what you think. Often the response is, what is it? They feel more powerful. What is it about it that's different? And in a way it's subtle. People say, you know, it's actually a music. It's part of the music design.
I think the biggest influence is that when we actually have people sit down and play it and we see the reaction to it, that's where I want more of that. You know, the minute they hear that crunch and they're just like, oh, and they look like, okay, we're gonna do more of that. Having also the music and the sound effects, we're able to get a little more mileage without having to always do the same bag of tricks of the same sound effects. We can, oh, hey, you can do your water phone
right
for combat. That was a big thing to actually really to kind of drive it in a way where it's new all the time, because I always had a hard time of, that sounds the same all the time.
Monolith keeps throwing us just, you know, really great, radically contrasting projects. It's just, you know, keeps us going, keeps us growing, you know, yeah. This is a water phone. The water actually mostly just helps kind of give you a kind of a strange sort of chorusing effect to it. You know, we try to do it without sloshing it. And also depending on even where you bow it on, you know, you can get really low tones out of it if you can get it, vibration on it, super low. We find that with all these things lying around, you'll be really surprised. You know, you hear this out of context and you think, well, how could that possibly fit here or there? It fits, you know, it really can fit anywhere. We're also really creative with processing.
You need background music here.
Yeah, do we? Yeah, that's good. I like it. I dig it.
So this is a spring drum, and it reverberates the spring inside this hole. But I'm not too sure what this is for other than to give you this effect, but they do make ones that are larger, so can you imagine one the size of a small child where you're like...
It's the same thing with water phones. They make those like 6 feet tall too. It's kind of scary.
You have to shake it like this.
Yeah. And sometimes I've found that even bowing the spring on these things is pretty crazy.
Nate gets all bow happy. He will bow your shoelace. He'll bow everything.
Yeah. All right, ready for concert. All right, this thing.
Here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There.
What am I
you
plucking
just
this?
Pluck this.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah,
go.
Right.
Oh, Matt. Can we contract you?
Welcome to Mordor.
And that's pretty much exactly how the score sounds.
That's it right there. You just heard it all.